So, look at the time. It's pretty early. Well, it's afternoon. It's afternoon, everyone. So it's a nice sunny blue day. You can't see the sun, but you can see some clouds over there and over here in the corners. You know, what a beautiful day. What a fucking beautiful day. The grass is pretty green. You can't see it so much, but it's very green. Dark green. It's just this camera doesn't pick up the correct colors, possibly sometimes. So, you know, working on a novel has been truly interesting. I really enjoyed searching new words, finding new meanings for different words, or not really new meanings, finding new words, basically improvising with different words to make my novel sound smart. I've been working on a novel for some time, not this, what you see on the screen. This is just something that just popped up. But I just wrote up, just like three, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 words in one number. And drew a lot of lines, a lot of a lot of lines going through, a lot of dashes going through. I was working on a novel a few months ago. It's about a vampire. I know, vampire stuff. I'm sure many of you may be tired of vampire stuff. I know. But I feel like mine will be different. I'm sure everyone says that. But mine is not really so much about being a vampire. It's about killing the vampire, And look, it does tie into this vampire game I had last year, but I want to start from scratch giving a bit of lore, and I thought it'll be perfect to give more lore or more background into a novel instead. So, starting off, I feel like writing a novel is very interesting. You get to be very descriptive, and it's fun for me to write because I like writing. I really like writing. Um, it's a bit of a challenge, yes, but I feel like it'll be perfect. The one thing I've noticed for my writing is I'm putting a lot of useless information in. I don't want to spoil the story, but in the story there's a kingdom, and for some reason this kingdom is a bit different. The way it works is a bit different, I guess. And you know, if you read the book or when it comes out, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Let's just say, hey, let's not spoil anything. But the kingdom is a bit different. And I spent so much time trying to describe the kingdom, which is good, but I feel like I'm taken away from something of the story because, the way I start describing the kingdoms is automatically after something terrible happens, something scary happens, something but shocking or and I feel like it just takes out so much from the actual story, and it shouldn't be there. So what I want to do is, you know, you'll have a lot of useful information in the story. Yes, I think it's good to describe the kingdom, but I feel like I was describing it way too much. I added way too much sentences, obviously, and it just felt like I was losing touch of what the actual story was going. I was losing momentum of the actual character, the main character's story, so focusing on the background, which is fine. It's good to do that, but I'm just saying I focused way too much. So I feel like what I'm gonna do is, okay, not way too much, but I was describing it a bit more than I should have. I should have at least written down a few sentences, and then at the end of the novel, what I'm gonna do is I have like a few sections at the end of the novel where it's called useless information or maybe descriptive information, where it tells you more about certain things, like more in-depth information about the kingdom, about its past, about different things. You don't really need to know about it to tell the story, but it's there if you want to know a bit more of it. Some extra lore. It's like I know not everyone will be focused on it, but it's good to put it there. Not really good to scrap it out, because I know some people will be interested in its lore and more details in it. So I feel like it's best to give people what they want, or audiences, if they want it, they can just go to the back of the page, and or when they finish the book, they can read these extra notes and be like, oh wow, I had no idea. Wow, a lot of useful information. But once again, this useful information doesn't really matter to the story, because they could just be telling a past of something that's just not part of the character, not part of any of the protagonists or anything like that. It could just be describing something. and on how certain systems work in the kingdom, how the kingdom works altogether, how the kingdom was formed, stuff like that. It's like it's gonna be pretty interesting, but you don't really need to know all that stuff in the comic. I mean, not comic. I mean novel. I'm mixing up my words. I apologize. Now, uh, I will be working on it. I think I should always work on this comic. I'm not comic. Again, it's a novel. It's a novel. There will be only a few pictures besides the front and the back cover. There will be a few pictures inside, like around 10 pictures. And, I don't want to shove the fucking book with pictures because when you read novels, it's about you imagining how things are. The pictures are there just to guide you here and there of certain things. But at the end of the day, it's up to your imagination to at least think of it properly. Now the pictures will be in color because they're 10 pictures. I'm not going to be so fucking lazy and not even color a picture. Obviously, I'm going to color it, you know. The color it will be watercolor, it might be painted on, because I don't think I'm going to color it digitally. I can color it digitally, but it's just that. Do you want to see a digital or like an actual like painted on drawing? I can do both. It's just you can do it with water or you can do it digitally. I can't even say that word still till this day. I can do either too, but I'm just saying I feel like if I can't find a paintbrush, I might do that digitally. I'm gonna draw it on paper, and I want this art style where it's a bit sketchy, a bit sketchy, you know. I want it to be a bit sketchy, and because I wanted to have this cool art style, like I want it to feel like it's a novel. I don't want it to feel like some generic like clean cut drawing, which is fine if you want to have it. But for me, it's like I want this to have like the sketchy things to make it feel like this is like a different time, a place where things are different. And obviously, the background when it comes to like maybe like mountains or something, it might be a bit sketchy, yes, but it has to be painted very well. And when it comes to like even the characters and stuff, drawing them, you will have a bit of sketches and stuff, and drawing a bit fast. It's not going to be so clean, but at the end of the day, I rather do it like that. I feel like that's going to be a cool art style. When it comes to me planning different stories, I think about it carefully. Should this, thing have a 3D, 2D, sketchy art style, a clean art style, a more of a thick outline or a light outline? You gotta think these things, in your head, you know. And for me, I feel like this novel, the drawings will have light outlines or maybe a bit dark outlines, but very thin, very sketchy as well. The painting or coloring it will be a bit untidy, you know, uh, and things will be pretty terrifying, There we go. Anyways, that's all I can actually do, to be honest. Now, when it comes to this book, will it be actually made into a paperback? And the answer is currently not right now. I say this because I can't find a bookstore that will actually accept the books. And making books, okay, I found this cool book site that make books, but they only sell books in my country only. I don't think they sell worldwide. And so that's out of the question of selling it over there. However, I can sell ebooks instead. There we go, ebooks. It's just that when it comes to making books, you need to have a lot of stuff, and I'm not going to be in charge of like shipping things in. I can't be the person to do that because I'm kind of unorganized. I don't have a space to even do stuff like that. It has to be someone else doing stuff like that. And even so, at the end of the day, I just think that I just think that you know an ebook will be much better. It's more accessible. You can read it through any app possibly that can read PDF files. If if you can read it on your phone, that's amazing. I'm sure laptops and computers they have a lot of PDF readers, which is cool. But I feel like that's gonna be an awesome format. You know, you don't have to worry about your order or whatever waiting months and months to get to you. But I feel like a paperback will be cool, mostly because of collectors' reasons. When you start collecting things, you realize that hey, I want a physical copy, and it's good to have a physical copy of a book. I'm not gonna discard the idea of a physical copy. It's just right now, I think making physical copies will be a bit expensive, and I don't really know how to get things shipped across unless I find ways to do it or find warehouses and people to actually do it for me. I feel like that will be fine. But right now it's going to be ebooks, and there we go. It's going to be about a vampire. Not about a vampire, plenty of vampires. You will love it. You will love it. It's horror as well. It's pretty horrifying and it's going to be gruesome. I'm not going to draw the gruesome parts, most of the gruesome parts in different novels. I plan on making different volumes or different like editions as well, But different editions come for the books, like physical copies of the books. When it comes to like different volumes, like volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, they'll have to tell it, like, they have to keep continuing the story. So, I can't tell if I'll put gruesome pictures in that, but I don't want to put too much of gruesome pictures. If I do want to put gruesome pictures, there'll be a limited supply of gruesome pictures because I know that that's a bit too much for me to draw, so it's best to describe it instead. It will be a bit terrifying as well and sad as well. There'll be a lot of sad moments, trust me. This is going to be really an amazing book with full of emotions, horrifying emotions, happy emotions. Well, mostly, not mostly happy, mostly horrifying. A pinch of happiness, a lot of sadness. Maybe you can say like half a teaspoon of sadness, you know? It's gonna be pretty important. Anyways, let's just end it over there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Um, and do you want to also have another novel in the meantime as well, which will be interesting? Maybe a romantic horror novel, or maybe a princess novel, I feel I can get that out as well. I can work on two novels and kill two birds. You know the saying, kill two birds with two stones. I mean, kill a bird with two stones. No, it's kill two birds with one stone. There we go. That's the saying. I've heard that saying since grade 4, and ever since then, I never, ever, ever wanted to forget that saying because it sticks to me a lot, and it does make sense, if I can work on two novels a day, or work on two novels for a while, and release them around the same time, I can actually double my revenue and also, at least get more stories out. As a creative person, that's a genius idea. So, anyways, tell me your thoughts. Oh, by the way, the vampire novel will be around $15 for ebook. So, if I'm working on another novel, I will tell you. But right now, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it, just you know, just $15 because I think that's a bit affordable. Is that affordable? Tell me your thoughts. Or should I raise the price up? Do you think it's too little? Tell me what you think.